I always believed that home was the one place where lies couldn't live. I was wrong. For me, home became the place where lies were protected, fed, and hidden behind my father's silence. And the person hiding them was my own dad. My name is Maya, and for 10 years I lived in a house that looked perfect from the outside. Big yard, family dinners, Sunday church. My dad married Linda, my stepmom, when I was 12. She had a smile that could win over any stranger. At first, I wanted to believe it was real. I wanted a mother again after mine passed. I wanted my dad to be happy. But what I didn't know that day she moved in was that her smile was a mask, and my dad was the one holding it in place. It started small. Linda would forget to pack my lunch. Then she'd tell Dad I was lying about being hungry at school. Maya's just being dramatic, she'd say, laughing, and my dad, he'd just nod. He'd look at me, then look away, like choosing her truth was easier than finding mine. Then it got worse. She started telling people I was stealing from her purse, money, jewelry, even her medication. The first time it happened, I was 13. I came home from school and found my dad in the kitchen holding an empty jewelry box. "Maya, where is it?" he asked. His voice wasn't angry, it was tired of me. "Dad, I didn't take anything, I swear." Linda stood behind him, arms crossed, tears in her eyes. "She's lying, John. Just like she lied about her lunch. I can't live like this." I looked at my father, begging him with my eyes to see me, to see the daughter who used to sit on his lap and read him stories. But he just said, "Go to your room, Maya, we'll talk later." We never talked. Instead, he grounded me for a month, and Linda got a new necklace. That was the day I learned the first rule of my new home: Linda's lies were the law. And my dad was the judge who never questioned them. By the time I was 16, I had stopped defending myself. What was the point? Every time I spoke the truth, I was called a liar. Every time I cried, I was called dramatic. I started eating dinner in my room. I stopped bringing friends home. I became a ghost in my own house. But what I didn't know that day I turned 17 was that Linda was about to tell the biggest lie of all. And this time, my dad wouldn't just hide it. He would help her build it. The lie that broke everything started with a phone call. I was in my room studying for my SATs when I heard Linda scream downstairs. Not a scared scream. A performance. By the time I ran down, Dad was already holding her. She was pointing at me, shaking. "She pushed me. John, your daughter pushed me down the stairs." I froze. I hadn't even been near the stairs. I'd been upstairs for 2 hours. "Dad, I was in my room. I didn't—" "Enough, Maya." His voice cracked like thunder. For the first time, I saw fear in his eyes, but it wasn't fear for me. It was fear of losing her. Linda wasn't hurt. She didn't even have a bruise, but she went to the ER anyway. She came back with a wrist brace and a story for everyone who would listen. At church, at Dad's work, to my teachers. "My stepdaughter is unstable. We're trying to get her help." Suddenly, I wasn't just a liar, I was dangerous. Dad stopped looking me in the eyes after that. He'd leave money on the counter for food and disappear into his garage. When I tried to talk to him, he'd say, "Maya, please don't make this harder than it is." Harder for who? I wanted to scream. For you or for her? I felt shattered. Like every piece of the little girl who loved her dad was being swept into a trash bag. I stopped sleeping. I stopped eating. My grades dropped. And Linda, she started telling people I was on drugs. That I was stealing to feed my habit. One night I heard them talking. I was getting water when I heard Dad's voice from their bedroom. The door was cracked. "John, if we don't do something, she'll ruin us. Social services could take the house if they think we can't control her. She's my daughter, Linda." His voice was broken. "And I'm your wife, you have to choose." There was a long silence, and then I heard the words that destroyed me. "I know. I'll call the program tomorrow. It's for her own good." Program, they were going to send me away to some boarding school for troubled teens based on her lies, based on his silence. I didn't cry that night. I couldn't. I was empty. But in that emptiness, something else was born. It wasn't anger. It was colder than that. It was clarity. If my dad had chosen to hide her lies, then I would have to be the one to expose them. But what I didn't know that day was that Linda had left proof. Proof she thought she'd deleted. Proof that would burn their entire story to the ground. I found it by accident, her old laptop. She'd given it to me last year after she upgraded, saying it was too slow for her. She thought she'd wiped it clean. She didn't. In the deleted files I found videos, dozens of them, videos of her practicing her falls. practicing her tears, practicing her screams, and in one of them I heard my dad's voice. Again, Linda, make it look real this time. If we're doing this, we're doing it right. My hands went numb. My father wasn't just hiding her lies. He was directing them. I didn't confront them, not yet. I was 18 now and I had a plan. For 3 months I was the perfect daughter. Silent, obedient, broken just like they wanted. Linda got comfortable. She stopped locking her phone. She started bragging to her sister on speakerphone about how John finally manned up and put Maya in her place. I recorded everything. Then came my high school graduation. Dad actually showed up. Linda too, wearing white like it was her day. The whole extended family was there. Aunts, uncles, Dad's coworkers. Linda loved an audience. After the ceremony, we all went back to our house for a small party. Linda was in the center, telling everyone how proud she was of me, how far I'd come. Dad stood next to her, smiling that empty smile. That's when I stood up. My heart was beating so loud I thought the whole room could hear it. I have something to say, I said. Since everyone's here to celebrate family, I want to thank the 2 people who taught me the most about it. Linda's smile froze. Dad looked at me confused. I walked to the TV and plugged in my phone. Dad always said the truth matters, so here's ours. I pressed play. The room went dead silent as Linda's voice filled the house. Again, Linda, make it look real this time. Dad's voice. Then video after video of her faking falls, faking tears, coaching herself. Then audio of her on the phone. John's so easy to control, just cry and he does whatever I want. Linda's face went white. She lunged for the remote. Turn that off, she's faking it. But no one was looking at her. They were all looking at my dad. His face, I'll never forget it. It wasn't anger, it was exposure. Like someone had finally turned the lights on in a room he'd kept dark for 10 years. He didn't say a word, he just walked out the front door. He didn't come back that night. Linda left a week later. The family stopped calling. Dad's coworkers stopped visiting. The lies didn't just get exposed, they collapsed. Dad tried to call me 6 months later. I was in college, paying my own way, working 2 jobs. He sounded old. Maya, I'm sorry, I didn't know how to. You knew, Dad, I said. My voice was calm. You just chose not to. I hung up. And for the first time in 10 years I felt peace. Not because I destroyed them, but because I finally stopped letting their lies destroy me. The moral isn't about revenge. Revenge is cold. It doesn't keep you warm at night. The truth does. Linda taught me that some people will lie to survive. But my dad taught me something worse, that silence is also a lie. And sometimes the person you need to save yourself from is the one who was supposed to protect you. If you're living in a house built on lies, please hear me. You don't have to burn it down, you just have to stop holding it up. The truth is heavy, but it's lighter than pretending. If this story touched you, please like this video. Comment below if you've ever had to choose between family and truth. And subscribe because your story matters too. You're not alone.